So Steven Kostanski's DEATHSTALKER remake trailer has finally released, and I'm super excited. If you guys like Psycho Gorman, I think we're in some pretty good hands here for the DEATHSTALKER franchise. Let's get into it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to do sort of a discussion about the trailer and some of the information on the movie, some things I might have seen in the trailer that I thought was really fun, and some people that are involved in it, because I'm just super excited about this. Now, you guys know I'm a big Steven Kostanski fan. I've done quite a few interviews on here with him. I've reviewed pretty much every single one of his movies, and we like Steven Kostanski's movies around here. He brings a lot of fun and like new life to some of the movies that we like to see. You know, we want to see some crazy stuff. We want to have some laughs. It's just nice to have some fun back. And, you know, seeing Toxic Avenger come back actually, and this at the same time is kind of like a really nice treat. You know, it's like a nice, really good time to have some stuff come out like that. That's just a lot of fun, tongue-in-cheek. I'm just really excited, so I figured I'd sit down and talk with you guys about it. Now, Steven Kostanski is directing it from this franchise, the DEATHSTALKER franchise, which is 1 and 2. I didn't get the 4K yet, but I'll put a link down below if you guys want to pick up a copy of this so you can check it out. I will be reviewing this. Plemke, by the way, who gave me this, thank you so much, buddy. I finally am going to get around to watching it. The first movie was always kind of like really serious. It was cheesy, schlocky, and silly. And then the second one of DEATHSTALKER, DEATHSTALKER 2, was probably the more fun, so bad it's good movie out of the two. And they did make other ones, and they had different names. But it's nice to see Steven Kostanski bring in the goods in this trailer, so we can talk about it. First, we got some images that I'll share with you first so you can kind of get an idea. This is from Bloody Disgusting back in on the 12th that they were sharing some of the images and stuff, and like the actual poster is quite awesome. We get to see, you know, that it's got some of the same people attached. We got Raven Banner for Up North, and Shout Studios is going to be dealing with it, Hangar 18 and such, that are going to be dealing with this fantasy setting, utilizing creature suits, prosthetic effects, makeup, and of course stop motion animation and all the regular stuff that you would see in all of his film catalog, essentially. He's a, you know, practical effects guy as well as director, writer, all that kind of stuff. So he's pretty much just a creator of all this stuff. But yeah, I'm super excited to see a lot of it. We've got some people that are in here. As you can see, this is the main star. Daniel Bernhardt from the John Wick, Barry as the main star of DEATHSTALKER, which is amazing. I think it's a very good choice. Patton Oswalt's going to be the voice of the wizard Doodad, which we have seen, I think, some pictures of. Yeah, we got some of these Dreadites that are in the background you can see here. You got the Pigman, which was a big staple of the first movie. You've got some other characters that are in here that they are dealing with. That's Doodad, I'm assuming. It just seems like a Patton Oswalt role. Not that it looks like him or anything, but it just seems like it, you know? But yeah, he's got some pretty fun stuff that he's done as voice acting already, so it's like, you know. Now, I'm not going to watch the trailer on here with you guys because I don't want to get this taken down, but as you can see, Raven Banner, Shout Studios, Berserker Gang, and Hangar 18 Media are going to be bringing this to you. There is some fun stuff. These guys, holy moly, look like amazing. They look like just blood, straight blood. I can't wait to see those things in live action. Those are the Dreadites. There's another one. Look at the backdrop out of there. Look at that fantasy. You know, it's what's great about this is that even the original ones were very small budget. Roger Corman put them together, and they were like very, very, very small budget, but they made them seem big, and that was kind of like the idea, and that's kind of what they're doing here, you know. But it does seem like they have some pretty good areas that they're filming. We got some stars, some familiar faces that you have seen. There's Daniel Bernhardt. The story is essentially about the besieged kingdom of Abraxeon. DEATHSTALKER retrieves a cursed amulet from a battlefield, now cursed and pursued by monstrous assassins tied to the return of the sorcerer Nekromemnon. He must embark on a perilous quest to reverse the curse and face rising evil. The tone promises equal parts gore, fantasy, and cheeky fun. Now, it's releasing October 10th, so we know that, in theaters, and I hope people go to see it because I think this is going to be a fun one to see in the theater. Slash is actually the producer in this movie, which is insane, featuring original music as well from Slash, Bear McCreary, and Blitz and Berlin, which Blitz and Berlin have done stuff with Kostanski since the beginning, and it's no different. I'm sure they have a mix of different sounds in there, some metal, you know, some that are like soft and light and fun, and it sounded pretty good in the trailer. But yeah, Slash is actually one of the executive producers in this, which I thought was really cool. He composed the film's theme song along with Bear McCreary and Chuck Serino, and the score for the whole thing is done by Blitz Berlin. So if you've seen the trailer, I'm trying not to do so much gore. We got this guy with the amulet in the face, which just, I love that whole fantasy stuff. More Doodad here, who is like the wizard that helps DEATHSTALKER along the way. Some of these cool backdrops that they're doing here, which I'm sure this is probably a miniature that they like fit him in and somehow manipulated the screen. They're really good about their miniatures. We get the bad guy here, who is the main Nekromemnon, I think, is the guy, and his soldiers, which kind of remind me, if you've ever seen Karl, the things that scream, they're like when you kill them, which are really good. So I'm think he's pulling some from that a little bit, because I don't remember these things in the original at all, but you know, they look cool as fuck. So there's some great shots in here. They really did get some good scenes in here. There's this big troll looking thing. Did you see that? Coming through the door, there's this big stone demon thing. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, he's like battling this thing right here. You can kind of see it. There it is. Which they do some really cool, like, I love that they have these like fantasy creatures. We need more fantasy, like violent fantasy films that are not CGI. Like, come on, man, like get some practical effects, get some like crazy stuff. That schlocky shit is so good and so fun. I just love it. There's something that I saw at the very end here that I thought was really funny, and I don't know if any of you guys caught it. Well, we got this guy, the muck monster. He's he's like waving. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers on one hand, which he's just a mess. I'm sure this will be a friend along the way that waves and is like super nice, but he probably stinks really bad, and there's probably a joke attached to it because you just know that that's going to be that way. That's the sword that I was noticing, which I've seen in another movie, and I can't remember what it was, where they had 2 swords attached to one, and I think he's borrowing that from another movie, and I just can't think of what it is. Is it the sword in the Sorcerer? It's another one of those sword and sandal fantasy movies. But at the end of the movie, at the end of this trailer, great, there it is. Okay. Okay, so this sword is like 3 swords and like spikes out the end here. What the fuck? How could you even hold such a ridiculous thing? But I think he's making fun of that other movie that I was talking about, because like they have the 2 swords and it just seems so impractical. And he was like, let's triple it. Which I think is just great. It's like, what the fuck? It's gonna be pretty fun. So I'm really excited for it. I think it looks really cool. A lot of the creature effects and practical effects, I'm sure, are gonna be just everything that we want and more. I don't know. I hope they make a second one. I hope it's so good that we get to see a second one. and they do over the story with the second one, because it seems like they're borrowing some of the comedy from the second one and then stuffing it into the first one. So it'll be interesting to hear what Steven Kostanski says about these movies, to see what he wanted to put together in this after we see it as well. I've already reached out to Steven Kostanski and his team to see if I could kind of get in touch with them for another interview, because we've done one pretty much for every single one of his movies so far. So I'm really hoping that we get the chance to sit down with him and talk about it again this time. Always a pleasure having him on the show. If you haven't seen already, I'll put some links to some of the content with the interviews with him before. And yeah, I can't wait. So it's super exciting. But yeah, are you guys excited about this? Are you looking forward to this movie? Is this something that you even knew was on the table? Have you seen these movies, and are you looking forward to me reviewing these movies? Because I might try to do a play-by-play, or at least make it a fun video. I don't know. We'll see. I need to still pick up the 4K of this, but like I said, if you want to pick up a copy, I'll try to put this in a 4K down there if you want to get it for yourself. Let me know what you think. Are you excited? I'm surely excited, as you can tell. So I just wanted to sit down and talk with you guys about it, so I hope you enjoy this. But yeah, thank you guys for coming by. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you're first time here, you've never been here before, we do a lot of crazy, weird underground stuff that, you know, in horror and cult and you know, all over the world. So you found a home. Hit that subscribe button. I promise you I won't let you down. But thank you guys for stopping by, and as always, long live the void.